Assessment of the psoas major or hip flexor is actually useful to do when someone's moving. When they do movements like squatting, hip hinging or deadlifting, lunging, these are all extremely useful. I'm going to show you how we do it at the office today.
Now, I like to assess complex movements such as the squat and the lunge. We'll start with the squat here. We're basically looking to see if there's any abnormalities in her movements. And I know this is a very vague term, but I'm looking to see whether she shifts her knees forward in this plane. Does she lean forward excessively? Does she have sway in her back, which at this point I see a little bit of sway? Or we're looking for rounding as well at the bottom. Does she round, or the slang term is butt wink? So we're looking at all this stuff, and based upon what we find are really what the major corrections will be. So I see a lot of extension on her at this point, and her knees really shift forward, almost shifting her weight onto her toes. So hip flexor tendonitis, a lot of times it can go along hand in hand with hip as well as core issues, and also deficiencies of complex movements. Let's take a look at the other angle. Now in this angle, we'll typically look to see if she's shifting towards one side. Does she have a little bit of knee cave at all, or do her knees dive inward excessively? So those are the things I like to see here. Also to see also her shoulder plane as well. A lot of times if she's shifting to one side or leaning, then that'll mean there's some type of trunk instability as well. So that'll guide us in our rehab. Next, a lunge is important because if you're going to be running, you're going to be on one leg at some time or another. So I like to see, again, this direction, we're looking to see if there's any forward lean. Does she shift forward too far with the knees? Is she having any pain actually in the back leg, or the back thigh is extremely common as well with people with hip flexor issues. So this is something we can see here. Now, if we're looking from the front, I'm looking to see if she mainly has any hip drop. Is her belt line actually parallel to the ground? Are her shoulders parallel to the ground? Is her knee caving inwards? Are her feet and ankles turning into pancakes? There's a lot of things to assess here. And again, this is the guiding step. That's why it's called assessment. We're guiding to see how the rehab or treatments will go. We will go into some actually treatment later, so don't worry. This is just the assessment part.